struggling to build your dream desk setup and in the process deck it out with accessories you can afford? Well, you click on the right video to solve that problem. Like most people out there, it took me a while before I got my home office and desk setup to this point, and after almost 3 years of trial and error, I've used a myriad of Amazon products ranging from keyboards, power banks, chargers, cables, lights, the list goes on. And since Prime Day deals are up and running, in this video I take you through Amazon finds that will not only give your setup that aesthetic appeal that everyone dies for, but also give it the functionality you need, and most important of all, remain in that affordable price bracket for the regular person like you and I. Buckle up and let's go for the ride.
Starting with the desk setup, a very important part of the desk ecosystem is the keyboard and mouse, and while there's a myriad of options to choose from, the MX Keys S combo, which is part of my current keyboard rotation, sits right at the sweet spot, and I say that because very rarely do you get a keyboard, mouse and wrist rest of high quality for the price you get the MX Keys S combo. For those wondering, the mouse you get is the Logitech MX Master 3S, and if you don't know anything about mice, it's the best when it comes to productivity, but more on that a little later in the video. Going back to the MX Keys S, it boasts amazing build quality with the chassis predominantly made from aluminum and the plastic parts from recycled plastic, so if longevity is your worry, you'll be getting a tank to serve you for a long while. In terms of battery, you get up to 5 months of use on a single charge with the backlight off, and when it comes to functionality, you'll be spoiled for choice, and whether you want to switch between computers or take screenshots, everything is just a key press away. Moving on to the MX Master 3S, it's got a few features that set it apart, and it's not the good old ergonomics, great battery life or the horizontal scroll wheel we've seen in the last two MX Master mice. The 3S sticks out in the subtleties, and starting with an increase of the sensor range from 4000 dpi to 8000 dpi, better tracking which can now work on glass, and clicks that are quieter than the previous Gen 3. Tie it together with a keyboard and wrist rest and you create a world where efficiency meets elegance. With each press on the keyboard keys and every swipe of the mouse, the MX Keys S transforms the mundane into the extraordinary, and whether it's its illuminated keys guiding you through the darkest of creative nights, the pinpoint precision of the mouse helping you glide effortlessly through editing timelines, or the wrist rest adding some ergonomics, whatever task you have at hand is going to be fluid and executed with so much ease. Moving along, if you lean more towards the enthusiast keyboard market and don't want to spend an arm and a leg to get a mechanical keyboard, this retro Typewriter keyboard will cost you 1/10 of the price for a somewhat similar experience, and the best part is it comes in different colorways, so you can always choose a colorway that goes with the theme of your setup. As for the build quality, it's a combination of aluminum and plastic put together to create a premium looking keyboard that has exposed keyboard switches anchoring the oval and rounded keycaps that have a slight divot to them to allow your fingers to fit in perfectly. When it comes to setup and connection, you can connect it wirelessly or via Bluetooth, and in terms of compatibility, it's compatible with both Windows and Mac, and by simply toggling this switch to either Windows or Mac, the keyboard adjusts its layout to suit the ecosystem you set it to. If you thought that was it, it's got a bit more up its sleeve, more so if you own an iPad. By simply connecting it to your iPad via Bluetooth or wired, then placing it in this little holder at the front, you can create a makeshift laptop with a mechanical keyboard, and it will work seamlessly without any troubles. Talking of seamless experiences, a KVM Switch can give you exactly that when you want to switch between two computers using the same set of peripherals and you don't have a mouse and keyboard set like the MX Keys S combo. The one I'm using is this one from UGREEN, which works like a champ. In terms of ports, it has 3 HDMI 2.1 ports, 4 USB-C ports, of which one can be used for power delivery. Then you've got 3 USB-A 3.0 ports to connect to your peripherals. Once connected, it will help you use your keyboard, mouse, speakers and storage drives between two ecosystems, thus ensuring you carry on with your seamless experience switching between your computers. Moving along, another Amazon find in the family of dongles but with a slightly different functionality is this Anker Dongle. For less than $50 Australian, it comes with a 4K HDMI port, a 5GB per second USB-C data delivery port, two 5GB per second USB-A ports, and a power delivery port that supports up to 85 watts of pass-through charging, which is dependent on the charger you've got. Diving deeper into its functionality, the DisplayPort will enable you stream or mirror content to an external monitor in 4K. Then the 5 gigabits per second transfer speeds will help you move files in seconds to and from your laptop or computer. And to make it even better, you can connect your laptop charger to get up to 85 watts of pass-through charging to juice it up while you use it. Speaking of juicing up your laptop, since the dongle only offers pass-through charging, you'll obviously need a charger, and this 100-watt UGREEN charger is hard to look past given the functionality it offers. For less than 70 Australian dollars, it comes with 3 USB-C ports, 1 USB-A port with USB ports C1 and C2 delivering up to 45 watts of fast charging. Then, when it gets too hot, the dynamic temperature sensors kick in together with an intelligent PMW chip that adjusts power outputs to safeguard your devices. So, when you're charging 4 devices at a go, you won't have to worry about your charger overheating and blowing up. While on the subject of charging, you'll obviously need cables, but since standard cables create such a mess, the cables I'm about to show you will come in clutch. Enter Magtame Cables. Unlike the standard cables that easily cause a mess in such a short time, Magtame cables magnetically attach to themselves to save you from the forest of cables and also come in a variety of options. Whether you want USB-A to C to charge some of your accessories, C to Lightning for those with the iPhone 14 all the way to the 5, C to C for most Android phones and the latest gen iPhone 15s, they've got it all, and it doesn't stop there. With a C2C power delivery cable, you can get up to 40 watts of fast charging speeds provided you've got an adapter that supports that capacity, and if you want to step it down a little bit, you've got the 60 watt option, which is still way faster than your standard cable, and the best part is they're quite durable, and even when left on your desk, they still look like a spectacle. Speaking of things looking like spectacles, the Charge power bank line perfectly fits the bill, and starting with the Shargeek 170, it features a transparent case that showcases its internals, which makes most power banks look ordinary, and if you thought that was all it offers, it's got a lot more up its sleeve. With a 24,000 mAh capacity, you can charge your phone up to 5 times, your 11-inch iPad Pro twice, and your laptop once, and the best part is you get real-time display of the wattage output and input while charging, how long it's gonna take, and how much battery is left. In terms of ports, it comes with 2 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A port, with the 2 USB-C ports featuring a 140 watt max input speed, allowing you to fully recharge it in less than an hour and thus ensuring it's ready for the next use. Speaking of the next use, you'll be getting a total max output of 170 watts across the 3 ports, which explains why it juices up your devices so fast. Now, the fact that it's portable means you can use it at your desk or anywhere else you choose, but since it's fairly heavy, you might want to move light, and that's where the Flow Mini and ICEMAG Magsafe chargers come in, but more on the Magsafe a little later in the video. Getting into the nitty-gritties of the Flow Mini, not only do you get 5000 mAh in this tiny form factor, but also interchangeable connectors, so whether you're using a device with a USB-C port or the older iPhones with the Lightning port, it's got you covered. And if you thought that was it, you also get this lanyard USB-C that comes in handy in case you don't have a charging cable for an extra device. Speaking of not having cables, the ICEMAG Magsafe will charge your phone perfectly fine, and while at it also actively cools your phone, so you don't have to constantly worry about your phone's battery degrading. In terms of capacity, you'll be getting 10,000 mAh, which is enough to juice up your phone up to 3 times, whether you prefer it wireless or plugged in, and the best part is it does all that while looking cool and stylish thanks to its transparent design. Moving along, another Amazon find that will leave everyone wondering is this Levitating Plant, and you'll for sure be getting comments like this. They come in a variety of planters, and you can always choose one that tickles your fancy. Now, I know a decent number of you might be wondering how exactly it works, and to put it simply, it uses magnetic levitation to stay elevated. Breaking it further down, the magnet in the base and the one in the planter work together to create repulsion between the base and the planter, which ultimately creates the effect of levitation.
Trust me, you'll like how its gentle infinite rotations evoke a very ethereal calm to your space while working, all the while inspiring Edison-like creativity. Hang on, not all the time, because sometimes it gets a little bit distracting, and I must admit.
Moving along, if you like a bit of decor in your setup, you'll for sure have an endless list of options to choose from Amazon, and I'll take you through some of the affordable items I have in my setup, starting with this vintage radio that comes with a retro design, which, if you'd ask me, takes you back to the old times but with a blend of modern technology infused in retro aesthetics. For those wondering how modern technology blends in, its Bluetooth feature gives you what the boomers in the 50s and 60s didn't have. Something they had though were gramophones, and this one here speaks the same design language as the vintage radio, which is reminiscent of those times. In terms of sound quality, again, the sound quality is reminiscent of those times, and this sound test here will prove that. Now, for the most part, anyone getting them, I'd assume, would want to experience the nostalgic feeling of the golden age as opposed to using them for their sound quality, which explains why I've got two. Talking of 50s and 60s nostalgia, the design of this rotary telephone exudes exactly that, and tell you what, you'll like the drama and character this would add to your setup, and the best part is, it actually works when you connect it to a landline. Moving along, lighting is another important aspect of the desk and home office space, and I can positively confirm all the lights in my setup are from Amazon, but I'll touch on the budget-friendly ones like the Govee LED strips. I've got them behind the desk, inside the closet storage, underneath the bester, above the slat panels, and behind the credenza. When turned on together with my other lights, they set the perfect ambience, and if you're anything like me, you'll enjoy how they're easy to integrate into a smart home system, and the best part is they are affordable and app controlled, which makes turning them on and off such a breeze. Talking of turning things on and off easy, this tube light also falls in that category, and not only do I use it to set the perfect ambience, but also as a backlight to separate me from the background when doing my talking head shots. Another light that will most definitely add visual interest to your setup is this mushroom lamp, and although not smart, with a single button press it adds so much visual interest to the space with its orange pop. Besides that, it also sets the perfect ambience for you when you decide to kick back and relax in your home office.
There you have it, peeps. I hope you enjoyed and found this video helpful, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and click the notification bell to get notified whenever I post a new video. Since I want you guys to build the best setups, here's another video with affordable IKEA products that will help you build that dream setup you've always wanted. Until then, people of the internet, I'm signing out. See you on the next one.